What's up, guys? It's Casey Salem, aka the Fourth Sanderson Sister, coming at you with my very first Hocus Pocus What If video. These videos are not based on facts, they're not really fan theories or anything, they're more like the Marvel What If series, which is more fan fiction-ish. In today's video, I'm going to break down how I think the story might have changed, / continued, or really, how Hocus Pocus 2 could have ended if Winifred Sanderson was not able to give up her life for her sisters Mary and Sarah. What if Book's spell for reuniting wasn't there? What if Winifred was stuck an immortal witch forever? Would her heart still change, or would she go back to her wicked ways? Grab some popcorn, a drink, and get comfortable because we're about to find out. So we've come to the end of Hocus Pocus 2. The Sanderson sisters have executed the Magicae Maxima, Sarah and Mary have disappeared, Winifred begs for Becca's help, Book opens his pages, but there is no spell this time. It's been erased. Under the spell for reuniting, the words were wiped and changed to say that a deal was made, the trade has been made, now thou must lie in the bed thou hast made. Basically, Magicae Maxima has grown stronger and smarter since Mother Witch used it the first time. The four witches look at Magicae Maxima's page and everyone sees a tiny message hidden in the borders of the pages. It reads, "One time used takes what thee cherishes most. Twice called upon, my power grows stronger. With each immortal maid, my intelligence grows." Magicae Maxima is a sentient spell, and every time someone uses it, it awakens a little bit more of its being. Winifred realizes she has brought about the thing she feared the most, being alone. She's stuck with all of this power, eternal life, and she has no hope of getting her sisters back. Winifred falls to her knees, sobbing for her kin, as the three girls and Book look on in sympathy. True, she has been terrorizing them all night, had plans to kill Cassie's dad, but at this moment, they see her as a human. Winifred has all the magic she's ever wanted, but has never felt more powerless. Cassie finally asks what they should do, as Gilbert comes running into the area with Billy's body. Becca says she doesn't know, and Izzy tells them they can't just leave Winifred there. Who knows what she would do? Everyone looks at Gilbert, who looks back and shakes his head vehemently. The three girls nod, just as invigoratingly. And Izzy, ever the sassy mouth, says, "It's your fault they came back, so you have to babysit her." That's fair. Gilbert takes Winifred back to the magic shop, and she goes willingly, as the girls, alongside Book, determine what needs to be done. Winifred is too dangerous to the children of Salem to be kept around, but Magicae Maxima makes it impossible to get rid of her. She's too strong, and the spell has closed any loopholes. Book even looks uncertain about what to do, so Becca decides they need to just call it a night and regroup in the morning. Something was bugging her about how Winifred was acting. She went with Gilbert voluntarily, even leaning on him a little bit. Was she still as dangerous as everyone was talking about? Was this all an act? The one thing she knew was that she had the exact problem on her hands she wanted to prevent in the first place. Winifred Sanderson was back, and there was no getting rid of her. Meanwhile, back at the magic shop, Gilbert has put Billy back together, and the pair are arguing in the side room about what to do with Winifred. "Well, why not slip her some poison and sew her mouth shut for a change?" "We can't do that, that's murder." "Exactly." "Billy, she's right over there." "Exactly. We've got her right where we want her." "Billy, I don't think we'll be able to." Their attention is drawn to the other room when they hear Winifred crying again. Even Billy couldn't believe his eyes. She was sitting in a chair, face buried in her hands, crying, and saying her sister's names over and over, followed by the words, "I'm sorry." Billy proclaims he's going back to the graveyard, and if anything happens, to come get him. Gilbert isn't too keen on being left alone with Winifred, but he sets up camp and spends the night to keep an eye on her. After a restless night for Becca and her friends, they meet up at the magic shop, hoping they find Gilbert in one piece. What they find is an absolute mess. Winifred is tearing the place apart, searching for something. Gilbert is trying to pick up behind her as she mutters to herself. The girls can tell he wants to say something about the mess, but to be fair, what she was rifling through was her own property. Book floats out of Becca's backpack and hovers next to the girls as they look at the scrambling Gilbert. What is going on? I have no idea. She's been at this since 2 in the morning. No idea what she's looking for or anything. Just, I haven't slept in almost 24 hours, but hey, it's fine. I'm still alive. Quiet, you idiot. I need to concentrate. On what? You're just throwing things on the floor. I have to find my ingredients. Whoa. Ingredients for what? Cassie asked hesitantly. A candle! A candle can bring them back! Winifred shouts, tossing more stuff out of the way. Becca shares a look with Book, who shakes himself as if to say no. Winifred, that won't work, she says. I can make it work! The Magicae Maxima made me all-powerful. I can create a black flame candle to bring them back! I can do it! She sounded so hopeful. Winifred, Book says it won't work. Winifred looks at Book, who gives her a sad look. Winifred feels something in her chest, and she puts her hand over her heart as sadness washes over her face again. She can feel it in her magic. Book is right. Magicae Maxima made her all-powerful, but not so much that she could reverse the sacrifice that she made. It was the catch, and because of the spell becoming more sentient, she couldn't even give up her magic to take it back. She was stuck, and she knew it. Why? Why didst thou not stop me sooner? She barked at the girls. Excuse me? Cassie asked. Thou should have stopped me quicker. You weren't listening to anyone, Izzy barked. Thy persistence was weak. The last trio of pests had more intellect than thee. They never stopped, never hesitated, and they succeeded, even though we lost. At least my sisters and I were still together, but you little witches, shut up! Becca shouts. Winifred jumps from the sudden booming of her voice. You have no one to blame but yourself, Winifred. You didn't have to do the spell. You should have read the warning yourself, but you didn't. You didn't care what it took to get your power. Didn't care what damage you did to get your revenge. All of this is your fault. We tried to stop you, but you wouldn't listen to us. You never listened to your sisters either. Sarah was trying to be heard and you just rolled right over her. Then you had the nerve to call them leeches and now you mourn. You lost your sisters because of your own actions. You killed them, Winifred Sanderson, and you didn't care until it was too late. For the first time in her entire existence, Winifred was speechless. Becca stared her down angrily, mad that she refused to take the blame for the trouble that she caused. Winifred started to rebut, yet she couldn't find the words. She backed down, shoulders drooping, and she nearly fell into a chair as the realization hit her. You're right, she breathed. I am to blame for everything. From the start of it all, it was my fault. She was heartbroken, distraught, and alone. She spills her guts to the girls and Gilbert, tells them everything, including things they don't want to hear about her crimes. They want to hand her over for it, but they see the remorse in her tear-filled eyes. It's very clear she did not get what she wanted from the Magicae Maxima. She woke up and realized she lost everything she wanted because of the Magicae Maxima. All she ever wanted was to keep her family safe, alive, and together. Gilbert feels really bad for her, and the girls start to as well, when Becca kneels down in front of her. Listen, Winifred, we're sorry you lost your sisters. But Magicae Maxima is getting stronger, and the next person it corrupts might boost it in ways we can't stop. There's nothing we can do for them now. There is something I can do about all of this, she said. Please, give me my book. But he's mine now, Becca corrected her. Please. Without hesitation, Book floats back over to her. He gave Becca a soft look, as if he knew this was the best decision that could be made. When Winifred grabs him, he goes to sleep, and she gets up. What are you doing? Young witches, continue thy practice, but without this book. Do not let the temptation of power corrupt thee, or thou wilt lose what you cherish most. She walked past the girls and looked at Gilbert. Thou wert wrong to idolize me. Whence thou chooses thy next hero, make it a good one. Where are you going? He asked her. To find a way back to my sisters, no matter what it takes. I will be by their side again, Winifred told him. Book must go with me, as he houses the Magicae Maxima. I will guard the power spell from prying eyes, as long as I live, so no one else falls into its trap. And just what are you going to do to keep yourself from aging over the years? Suck the souls out of more children? Izzy asked darkly. Why should I even bother? Winifred replied. That response told everyone what they needed to know. Winifred was broken. Perhaps old age will be my only way to reunite with my sisters in the end, but the power spell will at least die with me. Winifred, Becca stopped her for a second. Good luck. I hope you find them. I know how hard it is to lose someone you love. But cause any, and I mean any, trouble, and you'll see just how intelligent and persistent we can be. I will hold thee to that promise, she said. Grow into proper witches. Do not fall as I did. Promise me that, too. We promise, Becca nodded, clasping hands with her friends. Winifred retrieved her broom from one of Gilbert's exhibits, tucked book under her arm, opened the door, and flew off, leaving the new witches of Salem alone. Cassie wasn't sure about letting her go. Izzy wasn't either. But Becca knew they didn't have anything to worry about. The evil Winifred Sanderson died alongside her sisters in the woods, and what was left was a broken witch wishing her life had turned out differently. So, there you go. That's what I think would have happened if the spell for reuniting hadn't worked. If Winifred had lived without Sarah and Mary, she would have lost all motivation to continue her wicked deeds. She lived for her sisters, and without them, what did she have to live for? Everything she ever did was for them, and she would have to lay in the bed she made. So to keep somebody else from falling into the same trap she did, she would be the one who would take Book far away, disappear, and guard the Magicae Maxima's words until the day, perhaps, old age caught up with her. So what do you guys think of our first What If episode? Do you have some thoughts on what might have happened if Winifred lived at the end of Hocus Pocus 2? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you're new to my channel, please remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. It's free. It helps me. What helps me helps you guys get more great content like this. Tomorrow night, we will be back on Twitch with more Hogwarts Legacy at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Things are heating up and I'm pumped. You might be wondering why it's on a Tuesday. I will be explaining in the next sentence. There will be no Black Flame Gaming on Saturday, as I will be out of town for a convention from Thursday to Sunday. So our normal Twitch gaming night is being moved to Tuesday. There's no Black Flame Gaming on Saturday because I don't want to haul all of my streaming equipment with me. Plus, I'm going to be at a con all day and I'm going to be tired afterwards. If you're a regular on this channel, please remember to drop a like and share your thoughts on this What If down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Casey Sogelman, aka the Fort Sanderson Sister, and I'll see you witches and wizards later.
I am put a spell on you.